We're going to start the second half here. You guys did a great job here, and we're going to start the second half. If you do need to go to the bathroom or anything, you just get up and go and stuff like that. There's no need to wait till the break. I know you guys are leaving in like 5 minutes or so. You can just get up and go when you're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to talk about logic questions. So logic questions are kind of interesting. I'm on page 8. Okay, page 8. So let's talk about this for a minute. Maybe you guys who are about to leave, you could kind of write some notes on this stuff. Let's talk about this. The format of a logic question is true, false. It's a kind of a true, false format. And it includes also uncertain, right? So the format of the logic question is true, comma, false, comma, uncertain. That's what that is. True, false, uncertain. And logic questions always have 3 statements and 3 answer choices. So the thing that's kind of interesting is that with the 3 statements, the first 2 are factual. The third one is the one you're testing. Do you want to close that for us, Stuart, or Nicole? Either one. Yes.
Can you repeat the logic question?
Logic questions always have 3 statements and 3 answer choices. And the 3 statements are the first 2 are facts. The third one is a hypothesis that they're trying to test. And then the 3 answers are going to be yes, the third statement is true, no, the third statement is false, or is uncertain whether or not the third statement is true. That's what you're really testing there. Let's have someone read this one. Let me call somebody out to read it. Let's have Blanca read this one. This is right there. It says Cheryl or Cheryl.
Is taller than Grace. Tiffany is taller than Cheryl. Tiffany is taller than Grace. If the fifth statement are true, the third statement is.
So sometimes it's hard to measure these things where you're kind of like, how do I do this, right? I'm not going to even ask for an answer yet. Often, let's go right below this. It says, often you can treat these like inequalities. What is an inequality? I'm talking about in math. Where's my marker? Inequalities. Oh, here's my marker here. Inequalities are kind of like if I said, Sherelle is taller than Grace, you could do this. You see what I'm saying? So you could treat it like a math equation. Can you guys see that? C is greater than G, right? So you can treat them as inequalities from math. You can use the symbols. So these are the symbols you're going to use, right? Kind of alligator, equal sign. That's kind of what you're doing. So you turn these statements into equations. So that's what I want to do. Blanca read this to us, and now it's broken down. And I kind of gave you the first one. You can see that little box there where it says original statements. Sherelle is taller than Grace. That C is greater than G. Does everyone agree with me on that one? Can you guys see that? I know it's kind of a light green, but C is greater than G. Who wants to give me the second one? Tyler, how would you translate the second sentence there? Yeah, how would you translate that into an equation? I'm more. So G, right? Okay. All right. And then the third statement is saying what? Thomas, what is the third statement saying? Oh, wait, T is greater than C. That's the second one. Sherelle. Okay. And then what's the third? Thomas, what's the third statement saying for the original statement? The second was Tiffany's taller than Sherelle. Third one is Tiffany's taller than Grace. So how would you translate that one? Greater. You're doing it like a math symbol. T is greater than G. Okay? This is a question mark here. These first 2 statements are used as facts. This one, you're trying to figure this out. Who wants to tell me, looking at this, whether this is true or false? That's fine. And then, William, did you have an answer? It's true. Okay? How many of you guys agree this is true? That's correct. In the end, Tiffany is taller than Grace. So changing this into an equation makes it more easy to decipher this. So the answer is true. So when we do this, our steps are number one, translate statement one into equation. And then step two, translate statement two as an equation. And then step three, determine if statement three is true, false, or uncertain based on statements one and two. So we're going to do a few of these in practice. Any questions on it before we start? Tyler? Uncertain means, okay, that's a great question, Tyler. Sometimes you'll get answers where you'll get both results, that maybe the information is unclear, and sometimes Tiffany is taller than Grace, sometimes Grace is taller than Tiffany, or something like that. If you get two different answers out of this, or it cannot be determined, then the answer is uncertain. Like if there's not enough information to determine if Tiffany is taller than Grace. That's what they're doing. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's have Omar read this one on page 9 in the box, and we'll do these together. Yep.
The white black pony jumped over more hurdles than the white pony. The first two statements are true. The third statement.
Okay, let's translate this first one. Okay, let's you got to be more specific because they do have different descriptions besides just color, right? So let's go with the first statement. How do we translate that one? Omar? You can call it either. Let me hear what you're gonna say. The whole thing.
The white pony.
Greater than. So you could say W is greater than F.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine for now. Okay, what about the second statement? Who wants to do that one here? Second statement. Stephen?
The black pony jumped over one
B is greater than S. Okay, and then who wants to do the statement in question? William?
F.
The third statement is the white black.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Black. Right?
No. It's called white black. It's not white stripe. It's not white. It's not striped. It's called white black.
So white and black.
What you guys are seeing right here is they brought in a whole different horse. White black jumped more hurdles than white. So this is saying WB is greater than W. Okay. So it is good to make very specific abbreviations so that we can look at them, but don't assume that striped means white black. It could have been purple and green. Who knows what it was, right? But the answer here, as you guys could all tell, is uncertain, right? Because we don't know anything about that. So that's uncertain on that one. Okay, let's do a few of these together here. Let's have Luca read number 1 for us.
George is older than Bob. Fred is younger than George. Bob is older than Fred. If the first two statements are true, the third statement is.
Okay, who wants to translate the first statement here? Tyler? Okay, G is greater than B. Okay, I hope you guys are writing this down. I'm not putting this on the board because it's like, oh, cool, thanks. Okay, this is a technique that I want you guys to utilize. Okay, you guys should be writing this stuff down. G is greater than B. Okay, what about the next one? Tula?
Fred is less than George.
So you could do this. Okay. You guys see it? All right. And then Omar, the last one.
Um, Bob, Bob is is older than Fred.
So how would you write that as an equation?
B greater than
Are they saying that?
B is B is great. Yeah, B is greater than F.
Okay, B is greater than F. Okay, this is the one in question. Is that true? Based on this information that we have, do we know Bob versus Fred?
No.
Dylan over here says uncertain. And then tell us why.
They never said that, Bobby was never had like proof
Say it again.
never had proof that Bobby was
Right, it doesn't give us any correlation between these two guys, Bob and Fred, so we can't assume anything there. The answer is uncertain because we don't know anything. Yeah, Omar?
Even if it was like it says that George is older than Bob, and then George is older than Pedro.
Right, but what if George, I'm going to make some numbers, 10 and 3, 10 and 2. Couldn't we switch these around? It'd still be true, 2 and 3. So that's why we don't know. This guy could be 3 and 2, 2 and 3. We don't know. So it's uncertain. You guys see that? So that's what I'm doing here with this chart. Some of us, it's easy to just see it as an inequality. If not, put numbers in there to make sense out of it. Okay, that's how I would do it. Okay, so let's go to number 2 here. Let's have Olivia read this one.
Group A sings higher than Group C. Group B sings lower than Group C. Group A sings higher than Group B. If the first two statements are true, the third statement is true, false, or uncertain.
How do we translate the first one? Who wants to translate this? Dylan here? Number 2, yeah.
A is greater than C.
Okay. A is greater than C. What about the next one? Who wants to do this one? Here, Nico, what would you do for the second one? C is greater than B. Okay. And then the third statement here. Third statement. Thomas, what would you do? Someone want to help out? Blanca, what would you do?
I would do A greater than B.
A is greater than B. Okay. This is the question. Is A greater than B based on this? It would be, right? In fact, you could write this as one equation. You could have said, and this is a combination of the first two statements. A is greater than C. C is greater than B. So definitely A is definitely. You guys see that? That's how I would do that. So the answer there is definitely that A is greater. Number 3 is tricky here. Let's have William, you want to read that for us?
percolator.
A percolator.
Percolator coffee is cheaper than electric drip coffee. Extractor coffee is stronger than electric drip coffee. Electric drip coffee is stronger than extractor coffee. If the first two statements are true, the third statement is.
Some of you guys are like, I just go to Starbucks and get it Frappuccino. And okay, let's translate this stuff. Dylan, you want to translate first statement?
Less than ED or ED is greater.
Let's do that. ED is greater than P. Do you guys see that? That's the first statement. Let's read the second one. How would we translate the second statement here, Omar?
E is greater than.
You're going to have to make it more specific than E because both of them, one is electric and one is extractor. So you got to be more specific than that. So Okay, what about it?
Is greater than ED?
Right.
Oh.
You guys see that? Okay, Luca, you want to do the third one here? Okay. Oh, okay. Your hand was up for the other one. I was going to give it to you. Let's hear a new voice. Dylan, you kind of read that earlier one. Let's hear Nicole. What's the third statement saying? Okay. Okay. So the statement in question is this one. This is pretty obvious, right? So it was confusing when we first read this because there's a lot of different types of coffee making techniques, right? But then you can see this is the question is contrasting facts. So that's got to be false. You guys see that? This is false. Okay. Pretty good? Okay, let's do this. I'm going to let you guys do 4, 5, and 6. You can talk with the person next to you and we'll reconvene in a minute. Can we do that? All right, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves and do that.
Oh no, red cup. Now we have Oh, no, yes, New York. No, they yes, that's true. Yeah.
Are we all done? Go for it. Go for it. All right. You guys ready? No? Need another minute? You're good? Dylan's done? Okay. You're lucky you get the whole table to yourself. Get the whole table. It is 10:30. We still have some time. You guys are doing all right. Let me open this window a little bit more, get some air. You'd have to climb over it, but yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not. Yeah. Okay, let's go over these. I know that you guys had some time to talk about these. Let's talk about number 4 here. Who wants to tell me their translations and their conclusion? Luca?
Okay, so for number 4, what?
Tell us the translations first.
Oh, the translations. Okay, so we did R is like higher than Y, so R is greater than Y.
So we said R is greater than Y. Okay, next one.
And then it says Y is greater than R.
Yeah. This is R. If we were to be specific now, you have to go back and be more specific here. All right, let's. Okay, William, you want to fix it up a little bit? How would you do?
I have a little bit of a different technique.
Okay.
I could put
These are inequalities,
Yeah,
right?
I know, but I have a.
Slightly different.
Okay.
Tell us what you did.
Oh, okay.
Just
Well,
tell us what you did.
I put red kites are greater than yellow kites,
So let's call it RK and YK. Okay.
and then it said yellow balloons fly higher than red kites, so like it's
Mhm.
is greater than RK. And then I got false.
The question is asking.
Oh, sorry, I asked it.
Yeah, yellow kites.
And then it's YK greater than YB?
Right.
And I got false.
False is correct here because when you look at this, yellow balloons is higher than red kites. So these two are backwards. So this is false. Okay. You guys all see that? So we do have to be very specific with how we translate these things here. Let's go to number 5 here. Nicole, you want to tell us what you did with that? Say that one more time. BO. Okay, right, because there's Baltimore and there's Boston. So BO is greater than NY. That's the first.
I don't think so. I think it's like a double negative. It's confusing.
Okay, so let's fix this up here. This is, you know what? Okay, let's bring this together. The guys are sports fans. They know this stuff. You know what's interesting here? This is from a publisher, but let's talk about this for a second. Although we are very quick to think if you lost fewer, then you must have won more. I'm going to tell you, don't do that. Okay? Because the problem with this is they just called it New York team, Boston team. We don't even know if they're the same sport. What if for some crazy reason they were saying a New York baseball team versus a Boston basketball team? I mean, it's apples and oranges, but we don't really know. So don't make the assumption, because in the earlier question, red kites, yellow balloons, right? Those are two different items here. So the way I would translate this is simply New York lost fewer games than Boston. So this means Boston lost, I'm going to write this, more than New York lost. That's exactly what they're saying. New York lost fewer games. I put L for loss. Okay? We're not comparing wins. This sentence doesn't talk about wins. And we don't even know, and you'll see why I'm saying this. The second one says the Boston team won more than the Baltimore. So let's say BO wins, BA win. Okay? You guys see that? And then it says Boston won more games than the Baltimore, but not as many as the New York. So actually, New York won more than the N. I'm just going to NW like for New York wins. So it's telling me New York won more, and it also lost fewer. That's what it's telling you from these two statements here. Okay. And then the last thing says the Baltimore team lost the fewest games. So the answer here, what do you guys think the answer is now? Let's vote. True, false, and then uncertain. The answer is uncertain. Now, so this is why you guys are like, I don't like this question. But what I'm trying to tell you earlier is, first of all, we don't know that this is all baseball or all basketball or not just the same sport. It could be, what if out of the blue, for no apparent reason, someone said, let's compare wins in hockey versus wins in basketball. You know, we don't even know. So all we know from this is if they told us Boston lost Boston lost more than New York, New York won more, but we know nothing about Baltimore's losses. We know nothing about it, so we cannot make any statement about it. It's uncertain. Okay. How many of you guys got that one right? Uncertain?
No.
You don't.
They got the fewest wins.
But we don't even. But we don't wins and losses. What if I was comparing hockey stats versus baseball? Right? In baseball, there's 162 games, and in hockey, there's only 80. I think it's 82. Right? So there's two different apples and oranges. We don't know. They don't even tell us what sport this is. So we. It's very tempting as a sports fan to say, well, if you have more wins, then you have fewer losses, right? But we just don't know. That's the thing.
But wouldn't they are like talking about like just like overall wins and losses, like?
But we don't know. We don't know.
That's why it's like,
That's why it's uncertain. That's I'm trying to. That's why I threw. It doesn't say baseball. It doesn't say hockey. It doesn't say basketball. It doesn't say anything. Yeah. Right. So, but we don't know if it's even the same sport. Because a basketball team is a team. A football team is a team. You could compare apples and oranges. It doesn't guarantee it. It just says a team. You know, it would. It's tough. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to number 6 here. Nico, what did you do on this one?
I did.
She's right here. He heard Luke. Okay, go ahead, Nico.
I started with pictures of every HD
Okay.
greater than
Okay. HB greater than PB. Okay, correct.
and then on the left of HD, I added another MB greater.
Right. So let's clean this up a little bit. Okay, I like that.
And then I put MB is greater than SB.
MB is greater than SB.
And
Okay.
then in front of it, I put the English book is greater.
Right, that's correct.
And then I at the answer put uncertain.
Well, the question is poetry has the fewest. So let me just write this. Poetry. And then you said uncertain, right?
It's correct.
Wait, no. Let's take a vote on this. Is it true? Is it false? Is it uncertain? Did someone vote twice? The answer is uncertain. You were right with your original thing, Nico. It's uncertain because the question is asking, does the poetry have the fewest pages? Right? We just, exactly. So what Steven said is, we don't know anything about the science book. Both of them are less than the math book, but we don't know by how much. In fact, 3 different books, these 3 are less than the math, but we just don't know because there's no comparison between the science book and the poetry book. So we don't know if poetry is truly the least.
It would help more if you put it out in one long line.
Yeah.
And you would see that anywhere.
Right. You couldn't guarantee it.
It could be either before, or after, or after.
You got it. Right. Could be in any of those 3 positions. Right. We just don't know.
And we did it
So it's uncertain. So this is kind of good, right? You guys are a little. It's sort of brain teasers. These kind of questions of comparison. Let's move on from there to verbal classification. This is also in the verbal section. We're going to talk about this. On page 10 here, it says in verbal classification questions, you're presented with 4 words. Okay? 4 words. Let's fill this in. We're on page 10. 4 words. And you're asked to determine which of the 4 doesn't fit with the other 3. Okay? So here's an example here. And it just says which word does not belong with the others. So let's have Blanca, you want to read these and tell us what you think?
Back, sleep, split, and I think that hair doesn't belong with the others.
Okay, tell us why you think that.
There's hair is like
Is that what that P-A-R-E means?
no.
Okay. Omar, what do you think? Cleve? Okay. Hold on to that. Let's hear Stephen, what is pair? Because you said you're not sure. No, that's not what they're talking about. That's not what they're talking. That's not. Oh my god! I hope that didn't get recorded.
Oh my god, we're recording.
Yeah, your buddy Hayden's gonna hear that one. And Marcus, who's not here too. But that was funny. Okay, does anybody know the definition of pear? Olivia. There's a paring knife. There is such thing as a paring knife. Yes. But who knows what it is? It's gonna help us. Let's define each of these. I think you guys know what crack means, right? Cleave is when you have a cleaver. That's the big knife that looks like a big, huge piece of metal. And you're like you're chopping big steak when it's raw and you're chopping those things. That's a cleaver. Okay. That is funny. Split, I think you guys know. A pear is like a paring knife is meant to peel. Like you're peeling an apple, you're peeling certain fruits that have a skin on it. That's what you're doing. So which word doesn't? You can. It has a skin on. You can pear. P-A-R-E. I'm sorry, Phil? Yeah, you pare the skin of the fruit. You're taking the skin off of the pear. You can pear an apple. You pear a pear, yeah. But which word doesn't belong now? Let's take a vote on this. Crack? Cleave? Some people just want to vote on cleave because of the jokes. Split? And then pear. Pear is the answer because I will tell you why the answer is pear is because all of the other ones break whatever object, like cutting it, whether it's cracking, splitting, cleaving. But a pear only peels the outside of it, so it doesn't belong. So these are brain teasers, right? Because you have to be in the same wavelength as the writer of the test. Otherwise, you're kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't even thinking that when I thought cleave. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about the collegible method here for verbal classifications. 1, review the 4 words and determine a common association. That's kind of what we just did right there. Number 2, group 3 words under the common association and then select the word that does not belong with the others. Let's do another one here. Nicole, you want to read number 7 for us? Go ahead and read those and tell us what is the common association that you find when you read them? Go ahead. Can you identify a common association with this? They are parts of a house, but can we make it more specific? Because only 3 of them can fit. Yeah, Nicole said things you cannot see through. So which one doesn't fit? Window does not fit. That's the right answer. So we started with a general association. They're all parts of a house, but we had to narrow it down. And then she thought about it. And she's like, well, you can't see through the other 3. That's correct. Okay, let's go to number 8. Tula, you want to read that one?
Which word does not belong with the others? Orange, apple, tomato, or carrot?
Okay. Carrot. And why does the carrot? The others are fruit. I will tell you that a tomato is a fruit. The debate on whether tomatoes are vegetables or fruits, it actually reached the Supreme Court level. It did. It reached the Supreme Court. People would, I know you would think, don't people have better things to do than debate that?
One of them was
tomatoes. Yeah. I don't know the core definition. I don't know their definition, but I do know that it reached the Supreme Court. Let's oh, let's do one more together. We'll do one more together, and then I'll have you guys do these. Let's go to number 9 here. Let's have Thomas read this one, number 9. Go ahead and read the 4 words and tell us what you're thinking. Think out loud for us. That's what I want you to do. Okay. Do you sense a common association with? Do we agree with this? Luca, what do you think?
I think it's emotion because it's not an emotion. And the other
Okay.
emotion.
Okay. That sounds very good, Omar. Why not? Why no love? No love, man. No love.
I mean, like,
I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding with you, man. But I'm just kidding with you. But what Lucas said was correct. He said that emotion is not an emotion, but the other 3 are types of emotions. It would be like if, yeah, these 3 are types of emotions, except emotion is not. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves. Do 10 through 11. We'll go over those together. So do that. 10 through 12. 10, 11, 12.
I don't know.
The typhoon? That's like a hurricane. That's what that is.
How do you figure that so fast?
no, man.
There's so many different, yeah.
Yeah? You done? Okay, just chill. You guys all ready? Everyone's done? Okay. Let's talk about these. Let's talk about these for a bit. Let's go to number 10. Dylan, he said he was done early, so let's hear what you did. What? Dylan? Okay, go ahead, Dylan.
I did earthquake because the other 3 have moved to water or air.
Okay. That's a good reasoning. Then D is the right answer on that. Okay, good. Okay. Any disagreement? Did anybody have something else? Tula?
Well, isn't the typhoon in the water?
Yes.
So it doesn't like hurt the land.
That's not true. Ask the people in North Carolina today, if you have been watching the news, ask the people in the Philippines who are going to get a category 4 today, whether that's true. I disagree with you on that one. Okay, let's go to number 11. Let's hear, Tyler's out of hand? Okay. Why medicine? You don't need medicine? Ask Steve Jobs whether he should have taken his medicine. Do you guys know what I'm saying here? Do you know who Steve Jobs is? He was the founder. No, Apple. Apple. He's the founder of Apple. No, okay. The joke here is this: Steve Jobs, if you guys don't know who he was the founder and CEO of Apple, both phones, computers, and everything. And he died because he refused to take medicine. He said, "I'm going to heal myself internally the natural way," and he died This dude was like a multi-billionaire, and he's like, dude, I don't want to take medicine. I'm gonna heal internal. No, it didn't happen. So what's the answer? Let's hear Luca.
Because I think the answer is healing. Because therapy, surgery, and medicine help you to heal.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good reason. Dylan.
I want to say surgery because therapy, healing, and medicine all do the healing, the surgery, solving a problem, but you have to heal after you.
Okay, William.
I said therapy because all the other ones are performed in a hospital.
Wow. Okay, the answer is actually back to what Lucas said, which is healing. The other three, I'm going to tell you this. The reason behind it, and what Lucas said was right. He said basically medicine, therapy, and surgery are forms of intervention, and then healing is the result of these three. So healing is the result. But the answer was B on it. So again, these are kind of brain teasers because you got to be on the same wavelength as the writers are. Okay, and then number 12 here. Let's hear from. You want to do it, Omar? Okay.
I got purple.
I got
Purple. Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. Orange. Nobody. Okay. Brown. Oh, a bunch of hands go up for brown. Red. No red. Purple. Okay. Wow, a lot of purple. The answer is red. And here's the answer. I'm gonna tell you. You guys are like, this didn't. Like, red is a well, close. I think William's on the right wavelength. Red is a primary color, and these three are secondary colors. That's, I know. They are secondary colors derived from red. Red is original, is one of the primaries, and then purple, orange, and brown are derived from red. I know. See, this is tough. From my angle, this is hilarious. I wish I could videotape. Some of the facial expressions are like, it's pretty funny. Okay, see, what are you talking about? Like, okay. From there, I know this was tough. You're going to have some of this in the homework. That's at the end of the chapter. We're actually ahead of time, which is good. We may end early, so that's a good thing. Let's talk about antonyms. And I think you guys know what an antonym is, right? What is an antonym, Tula? It's opposite, okay? So they ask you to identify the opposite of a STEM word. The STEM word is the one in the question. You need to know the definition of the original in order to identify the antonym. Because if you don't know the original word, it'd be very difficult to identify the antonym. So yeah, let me ask, what is inaudible, Olivia? The definition of it first. Something you can't hear. What would be something? What would be the antonym of something you can't hear? Okay, so your best answer is obviously C. Yeah, Dylan?
I would want to say clear because sometimes when people mumble, they're inaudible.
Yeah, true. Inaudible. The synonym is loud.
They're audible now, but
It's not a synonym though. William, answer. We're looking for antonyms.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
But
So loud is
the answer is loud.
wow.
That's you can't hear it. But inaudible, I know what you're saying is the clarity.
So loud that you can't even hear it.
No, not exactly that.
I don't know.
More, what Dylan was saying is the clear. If it's not clear, you don't know what it is. But the difference is that if you just cannot hear it at all, then that's the opposite of loud, right? And inaudible, first of all, is whether or not it's loud enough. Secondarily, would be whether it's clear enough.
wouldn't the opposite of loud be quiet? Or, because when I read books and it has like the mumbling or the muffled inaudible, like you hear it.
You couldn't hear it? Yeah. The answer guide said loud. So I can't really debate that. I know you're like, that is not what I like. So here's our collegible method. Collegible method for antonyms is cover the answer choice. Is there a surprise on this yet? No surprise. Cover the answer choices. Define the stem word. Predict an antonym, meaning you think of the definition and you got to immediately flip it around and think of the opposite, then match your prediction to the best answer choice. Tula, question?
Like, what if you like absolutely no idea what it is?
That's what we're going to talk about in a second. So right here it talks about strategies for tough words, words that you just don't know. Okay, so what do? STEM words meaning the one in the question. That's what a STEM word is. There are three ways to do this, and there's more. I'm just naming three that oftentimes people think of a way to do this. One is look at each of the answer choices and ask yourself, do they have definite antonyms? Like if I gave you the word purple, what's the antonym of purple?
Obviously orange. Green.
How do you know it's green?
Because it's the opposite of the
Is there
orange and green.
see, there's a little debate going on there, but
It's orange and green.
so what I'm saying, what if I
It's orange.
so what I'm trying so what I'm trying to say here, there's certain words that don't have definite, they don't have definite antonyms, right? It's, adjectives oftentimes have definite antonyms, but nouns oftentimes don't, right? What if I said the word was car? What's the antonym to car? There, not really. I mean, some people would say walking, right? But the problem that I'm telling you guys, if a word does not have a definite antonym in the answer choices, just knock it out. It's uncertain. You just knock it out. You eliminate those. So you eliminate things that do not. Listen up. The first option here is eliminate answers that do not have definite antonyms. Eliminate words that do not have definite antonyms. Okay? That's why I was giving you words like purple and car. Nouns do not have definite antonyms. Adjectives have better antonyms. Okay? So those are ways of doing it. Number two, obviously I've heard some people doing this when I was listening to you guys, but break down the words with prefixes, suffixes, roots. Some of you guys have taken foreign languages, so if you've done that, you can kind of use those as fundamentals, whether it's French, Spanish, whatever, German. Those languages help you. Doesn't help as much with Chinese, but the European languages, a lot of the common words in French, Spanish, and German are more technical words in English. So that's what I would say. Third one would be eliminate words that have similar meanings. If you see two of the answer choices and they have very, very similar meanings, they're less likely. You got to look at them kind of with, less possibility of being the right answer because they're too similar to each other. And you're looking in this game of antonyms, you're really looking for something that's a direct opposite. So that's the third one that I would use right there in terms of that. Let's do some of these on the next page here. Let's go with number one here. Let's have Nico read number one. Nico's going to do number one. Tell us what you would do here. Oh, she's writing notes. Okay.
Okay. Accelerate means the opposite of.
Do you know what accelerate means first?
Yeah, I think it means to expand.
Does everybody agree accelerate means to expand? William?
To speed up.
To speed up. So it's actually to speed up. The reason why I paused you, Nico, was I didn't want you to go to the answer choices. Because on antonyms, it's even more tricky because it's going to be the opposite meaning that you're looking for. So if you don't even have the definition of the original word, it makes it harder to look for the opposite, right? With speed up, what's our best answer choice? Slow. What was the tempting second best answer on this one? Stop, right? It's the second best. Okay, let's go to number two. I'm going to go to Blanca. What's docile? Okay. William?
I think it's like quiet.
Yes. Quiet works well. Dylan?
It's like calm.
Calm. Those are both very good ones. So if it's quiet or calm, Omar?
I know. Doesn't it mean
It's an HSPT word too. Yeah.
Isn't it
I think so. I think that was pretty original. That's original, man. I give you the credit though. Okay. So if it's calm and it's quiet, what's our best answer here? Active. Yeah. That's the best one. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Olivia, what is number 3?
Candor means the opposite of.
What's candor? Yeah, this is a word that I think we should. Who knows this one? Candor. Okay, what are if we were to break down candor? Does it look like anything else we've seen? Tyler. Yeah, and canned is similar to what?
No.
Candid. Okay, Olivia. Candid.
Is it kind of like open and honest?
Open and honest. Okay, Olivia kind of pieced it together well. She said open and honest, and she said it's like candid. So that's exactly what candor is. If someone ever says to you, let me speak to you in candor, they're about to drop the truth on you and not cover it up. Okay? That's what that means. I'm not going to cover it up. So speaking, deception is the opposite. Did you guys hear Olivia? She said the right answer there. Deception is the opposite. Okay. Let's go to William, number 4.
Nomadic means the opposite of.
What's nomadic first?
Well, is it nomad? Like
Steven's helping out there. Constantly traveling. Yeah, so you knew this word. So constantly traveling, what the opposite is? Stationary. Okay, it's pretty easy once you know. Dylan in the back, right here.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Humble means the opposite of.
Well, what is humble?
Humble means kind of like to yourself and you don't kind of boast about it.
proud.
You don't boast. Okay, Tyler?
Humble means like willing to.
It means, sorry?
Like
Willing to?
or like
It's not proud. I'm going to tell you that right there. It, let's go back to what Dylan said there. What did you say again for humble?
actually say it means like you're. I can't remember.
Okay, Tula, you want to help out? Reserved, gentle. Omar, what? I'm just gonna say this: not proud. Somebody who doesn't go around bragging like, "I'm all that," you know. Like, humble people do not jump around and say, "I'm everything," you know, like that. Okay, yes. Not big-headed. Our best answer, pretty obvious, is proud. Because proud is the opposite of humble. Okay? People who do the dabbing everywhere, that's not humble. That's not humble. Okay? Let's go to number 6 here. Let's go Thomas. What did you get? What does the first word mean to you? Defy. I'm sorry, to explain? Not exactly to explain. Someone want to help out here? Omar, what's defy?
like to give an example?
It's not necessarily that. No. Luca?
Is it like no? Like I am like.
Okay. Okay, it's like, I'm out. Okay. Eject. No, but let's, Dylan, what's defy?
My family, my mother was wicked, and then
Defying
particular
gravity.
people that are saying yes, defying gravity, and so it means like kind of going against.
Okay. To go against.
Oh, that's.
To defy gravity. Yeah. Has anyone ever heard that phrase, defy gravity?
Yes.
So basically, I don't know what
Yeah, to do the opposite, to go against. So our best answer here is, you want to sing for us, William? Here's the microphone. Give it the microphone. Okay. All right. So, what's the best answer here, Omar? What's that? What's the best answer? It is not desire. It is embrace. Because to defy means to go against. Well, embrace. Let me give a simpler rule. Let me give a simpler example. If you defy the rules, you're going against the rules. If you embrace the rules, you're following the rules. That's what I would say. That's an easier way to remember. Because not everyone thinks to defy gravity, but that's how I would think of it. Let's go to number 7, Dylan in the corner. Dylan over here in the corner. What is gorge? I should have put an answer in there. Like I should have edited this and put Fred.
Diet. I'm gonna say diet.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. Yeah, Dylan, would you?
So I originally thought the gorge was a big kind of like canyon or a big kind of pit.
It can be a canyon.
But then when I didn't see the opposite of that, which is being kind of a hill or something,
Right.
I thought it must have been something.
That's right. So that was good. There's 2 definitions, and he thought of both of them. A gorge is a valley, and we're tempted to look at valley and go, "Oh, that's the answer." But remember, we are doing the antonym. So if it's the antonym, the best answer would have been this. Was gorge was like eating like crazy. Diet is the opposite. So okay, I want you guys to do 8 through 14 amongst yourselves, and we'll talk about it. So go ahead and do that. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay.
That makes sense. That's probably or it could be like oh no, it means C. I forgot the word. It might be
Yeah. Okay. You girls are all done? Okay, good. Where are you? Lull. Lull. Your face is like, is that a word? It is a word.
I got lull. Okay, it's not a word. We got lull, guys. I'm gonna say
You guys all done? Getting there, getting there, getting there. Okay.
Incredible. We have one more.
Okay. Who's still working on it? These guys over here? Okay, let's talk about these because I can tell some people are done. These guys are like playing with tape. Okay. All right, let's talk about this. Let's go to number 8. I don't know who I left off with, but I'm going to go over here with Omar. With 8, what did you choose for number 8?
Number 8,
Shorten. Okay. Well, what does curtail mean? Yeah, curtail means to shorten. So the opposite is extend. So that the answer, correct answer, correct. The answer is D, extend. It's the opposite. Tyler, you're up for this one, number 9. Number 9. Initiate. What does initiate mean? So, yeah. Well, Dylan, what would you do with this one? Yeah, you can tell us. Terminate is to end something, is to terminate it. Okay. Okay, guys. It's just practice. Okay. But initiate is to begin, terminate is to end. So that's the opposite. Let's go to number 10. Stephen, number. Well, tell us what grant means first.
I think it was like granting money or gifting.
Yes. So the opposite is confiscate. Good, good. All right, Luca.
We didn't know what clamor meant, so we just said beauty.
Okay. Wait. No, Dylan. What is clamor?
I get like kind of be sloppy and kind of like
And let's hear from Olivia.
Clamor is like when you're really loud and chaotic, so silence is the opposite.
Yeah, clamor is like when there's noise and stuff. Silence is the opposite. That's, yeah. Okay, good. Olivia, good vocabulary. Okay, good. Let's go to Olivia with number 12.
Oh, so rouse is like to wake up, sort of, or like
Okay.
disturb. So the opposite would be lull.
Right. Lull, like lullaby. You put a baby to sleep, so you lull, right? All right. The best answer, the opposite of rouse, which is wake up, is lull. Let's go to Blanca with number 13. That's very good. Did you guys hear what Blanca said? She said, go ahead again.
Credible is unbelievable because credible is a word that is supporting something.
Right. Exactly. That's correct. So the opposite is B, believable. Nicole, finish number 14 for us. Right. Someone who's thorough, checks everything, they're detailed. You guys did a great job. So congratulate yourselves on that. Homework is pages 13, 14. And start using Quizlet, okay? How many of you guys already... Definitely try to add to your vocabulary. If there are any words today that you didn't know, put that into your Quizlet, okay? You should be accumulating words, practicing using these words, okay? Anything that you learned today and from the homework or even from the practice test. Question, Luca. If you're going to stay around, otherwise those who are going to leave early, you can if your parents are here already. It's yours. These are meant for you to keep. Yes. This ain't no public school. It's yours. That's why I let you write on it. Okay? I know some people, even private schools, you're not allowed to write in it, but these are your books. Treat it with respect because this is for you to study. Okay, guys? Thank you, guys. Good job. All right? Good job. Good job.